My name is Bisola Obinya. I am Nigerian, like most people here, because I know that some people here might not be from Nigeria, where I come from. I am from 3 places in Nigeria. I grew up in the north, so I call myself a northerner. Secondly, I was born, I was actually born in the complicated something. When I say my life is not complicated, but the story around who I am is a complicated one. I was born in the Southwest, but just when I was a baby, I was taken to the North. So I grew up in the North, came back to school and did my my first degree and second degree in the South. I got married in the South, and my parents are from the Southwest. So I am Nigerian, okay? So I am not from one side of the country. I be Naija, Naija Pikin, now me be the original Naija Pikin. So I am from Nigeria. I will say that first before I say I'm from Southwest, this or that, because I mean, I have been to different places and I can't say I belong to those people and I don't belong to those people. That's it. So I do 3 things. First, I started a nonprofit as a left-hander myself. I talk about the dangers of first-hand switching, and I tell parents, don't force your left-handed children. I am a product of, I'm a left-hander, and I'm a testimony to the fact that if you're left-handed, you can succeed at anything. Please, if you are not muted, try to mute yourself. Secondly, how did I become a study abroad coach? I was looking for opportunities to study abroad, like many people who are in this session. And so I wanted to know what should work and what wasn't going to work. Now, there was a problem that I had. Like, it wasn't a problem, more like a challenge. And what was the challenge? Please mute yourself, mute yourself, mute yourself. If you are here, mute yourself, please. Thank you. So I'm just giving this background so that many of you can relate with my story, okay? I am not from a rich background. Most of the jobs that I've done in my life, they were paying me 30,000 naira. And I had a family, I had needs, I had people that I could, I needed to be responsible to. And so I started applying from when I was doing my first degree program. But guess what? Despite going out there and looking for opportunities, I would get several admission offers. Plenty of people would be giving me admissions. Schools would even bring email to our house. And I'll be so excited that, they have given me admission in UK, in this so country. And there were some other countries that would give me admission offer in 24 hours. I was so excited. Now, do you know what? Admission offer is not the thing. But what actually works, what differentiates you, what actually makes sense is not the admission offer, but an admission offer with funding. So for about 6 years, the only thing I was getting were offers, admission offer, left, right, and center, no funding. And so I struggled. I had friends who were abroad. Some got partial funding, some got no funding. But the few who got funding were willing to show me the way. But one, I was a little bit proud. I will not ask. I will not ask Joe. Is it not that girl? Is it not that girl? That's why you're here, to learn, to humble ourselves, because me, I have to humble myself. Some people here can give birth to me. Some people here are like my uncles. And so we are here to share ideas. Nobody in this session should feel, oh, well, what she's saying, gibberish. Who is that talking? We are all here to learn and unlearn. By the time I humbled myself and I was willing to, is it my network that is fluctuating? Please, if you can hear me, let me know.
We can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you. Please keep giving me feedback so that I know you guys are following. I am not going to make this really long. So what changed the game for me was when I started asking questions. Now, but something happened along the line. Some of my friends got tired of me because I was always bothering them. I can ask a million questions as you're seeing me here. And so I needed clarity, but some of them were busy. Okay? They were busy. Why were they busy? They were in school. They had school work to do. They had to be responsible to department, college. They had project work to do. They had research work to do. And so many of them really did not have time for me. And so I asked myself when I eventually got here, even though I got into the system, I still regretted coming to the US in the first few weeks. Ask me why. There were still some things that my friends couldn't tell me because we didn't really get to have time to talk. Okay, so now why am I doing this? First, to help you understand that fully funded scholarships are out there. Secondly, to clear your doubts, answer questions, to answer as many questions as possible. Thirdly, to help you understand the importance of humbling ourselves. Being humble is one of the ways to actually get this thing done. Number four, or I can't remember the number now, to be able to learn as much as you can and not be in the dark about anything that pertains to getting or winning fully funded scholarships. So I am not here to teach, but I'm here to guide you by listening to everybody or as many who are willing rather to participate and speak. Okay, in my mother tongue Yoruba, they will say meaning it is with your mouth that you say, I'm not going to eat this one. This is what I'm going to eat. It is now, I can't remember how the Bible puts it, but there's a saying, there's something similar to that expression, which is the fact that from the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So we are here to talk. We are not here to teach. If there are questions that are bothering you, I am going to be starting from the first person from the left-hand side. I am left-handed, so I will start everything from the left. Don't mind me. So I'm going to call the first person on my screen, and then I'll go to the next and the next and the next. From the abundance of the heart, the Bible says the mouth speaks. So speak what is on your mind. Ask questions. Don't keep quiet. This is your chance. So I just needed to charge you guys so that everybody is fired up and ready to contribute. If your network is not working, speak in tongues, speak that language, or say whatever will make that network to come together. If your phone is on 10%, make sure your charger is beside you. You don't want to disconnect. There's a difference between those who are joining here and those who are joining on Facebook. Okay? You are here to ask questions. I am not following on Facebook. I'm following you guys here. And that's why I'm here to answer the questions that you have. So on my left and on the first topmost part of my screen is John Ndukwe. If your name is John Ndukwe,
I want to know if I can make use of community health, especially,
John Ndukwe, can you start speaking?
Okay, yeah, good evening. Can you hear me?
So now I want you to mention your name, where you're joining from, okay? And I want you to ask me two very important questions. I don't want you to be like, I don't want you to tell me plenty story, because me and you will still talk story later. But let's get to the point so that others can have the opportunity to talk. Is that fine?
All right, it's good.
Thank you so much. God bless you. Please shoot.
Okay, yeah, I'd like to say good evening first. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. So good evening, and thank you for this opportunity. First off, my name is John Ndukwe, as you know. I am reaching this this meeting from Owerri in Imo State, Nigeria. So I have a lot of questions, like you said, as someone Nigeria, plenty questions, but I'm just going to ask a few important ones. But yeah, so first of all, it is my dream to study abroad, but then I would like to know the possibility.
Can you increase your volume? I can hardly hear you.
Okay, can you hear me better now?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so I want to know, I want to know the number or list, or how do I put this? I need to know the scholarship. You said there are many scholarships out there, fully funded scholarship out there, right? So that is what I'm most interested in. Okay, then I also want to know the countries where those can be found. And then I want
Okay.
to know the procedures for applying. As me now, as I did, I don't get money. My papa don't die and all those things, but that's not a story
One,
I
you
need
are
to
looking
start
for
telling
where the
now.
opportunities are. Two, you
Yes,
want to be sure whether these opportunities are actually fully funded or not, right?
yes.
Okay, so
Thank
I'll
you.
take it from the first question. Number one, I focus on North American opportunities. What is North America? USA, Canada. And I know that from what I know, these two countries have several opportunities, okay? Now, what is the process of applying to them? There are several fully funded opportunities out there. And usually a lot of people concentrate on government-sponsored opportunities, okay? What are
Okay.
government-sponsored opportunities? These are opportunities like Chevening, Commonwealth, DAAD, and Erasmus Mundus, and the rest of them, right? Now,
Yeah.
what I started with were these general opportunities. You will
Okay.
recall, you would realize, you would know as a matter of fact that there are several places where you can hear about these opportunities. If you join a WhatsApp group, before you know, people are forwarding Chevening, Commonwealth, this, that.
Yeah.
These ones, they are everywhere. They are the ones that everybody gets to see, right? But the
Yeah.
ones that most people do not get to see are the school-specific opportunities. What are
Okay.
school-specific opportunities? These are opportunities that technically you are the one looking for them. They are not looking for you. Chevening is looking for you. Commonwealth is looking for you. DAD is chasing you. But these ones that I focus on, you are the ones chasing them. And because you are the one chasing them, I call them the virgin. They have not been disvirgined like the other ones, okay? And because they have not been disvirgined, you get to steal their heart and connect with them. Now, how do you then connect with these particular opportunities? You are the one chasing them. You are the one writing the love letter. What is your love letter? Your letter of introduction to schools. Does that make sense to
Okay.
you?
Yeah, I'm listening. Yes.
Now, how do you then go about it? I'm going to summarize, okay? I'm going to summarize what you need to do so that I can get on to the next person's question. First step is, why do I want to apply? Is
Yeah.
it
Wow.
because I want to run away from Africa? Sorry, your nyash will open for visa interview. What do I mean? Your secret
Well,
will
that's
be
actually the reason
exposed.
now. That should be the
Hello,
first
I'm
reason.
still talking. I think I'm the one talking now. It's not a conversation. I'm trying to answer your question so
All
that
right, I'm
you don't
sorry.
interrupt people who are listening to me, okay?
I'm sorry, ma'am.
So I'm answering your question. I'm saying that if you go with the mindset that, let me just jackpot, one, frustration will almost kill you because the process is actually depressing. I'm not here to convince you and make you feel good and tell you that I am here to convince you and not to confuse you that fully funded scholarship is sweet and easy to get. No, but I'm here to tell you that it's a stressful, tedious, and time-consuming process. But if you go with the mindset that, I want to japa, frustration is already in your system. And if you go with that toxic energy, I'm so sorry, you'll be disappointed rather than appointed. Because emails will bounce. Some advisors will not respond to you. And so if you go with that mindset that, oh God, what is all this again? We just even want to try to apply. This whole thing is becoming stressful. Well, I'm not even doing. Let me go back to that job, Jared. That's why you see so many people running around in circles. They then go back to that 30,000 naira job, 50K job. And by the time they see that 100K job, they're like, God, oh, multi-land. I'm not even applying to schools abroad again because they did not know the exact reason for applying. Maybe your motive is, I want to give my children better life. Maybe I want my kids to go to schools for free, or I want to be able to contribute to people's life. Maybe I want to be able to have money to be able to, build my NGO, or I want to be able to support people in my community. You must get your goal right. And the deeper it is, the deeper your motive, the better it is for you. Because what will sustain you in the process is not that selfish on the surface motive. It is that intrinsic and very personal reason. It might be that because you even need money. But if your motive for needing money is clear and not one of those flimsy excuses, okay? Please,
Okay.
I advise every other person who is not speaking to mute so that others can hear. Okay, thank you. So that we don't disturb, or we don't keep having jamming here and there. So I hope that I've been able to address your question, Mr. John, so that I can move to the next person.
Yes, ma'am, you did a good job. Thank you.
Mr. Francis is next on my screen.
Okay, thank you very much. I hope you can all hear me.
I can hear you. Tell us your name, where you're joining from, and shoot.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Iyama Francis. I'm actually joining from Enugu.
Please give me like, hold on, just hold on 1 minute. My laptop must not die, so I'm trying to plug it. Just give me 1 minute.
All right.
There's a film that I'll just take out.
Okay. Please go on. I can hear you now.
Okay. I hope it's properly plugged in now.
Yes, it is.
All right. Like I said earlier, my name is Iyama Francis. I'm actually joining from Enugu State.
Okay.
Yeah. I actually like the way you addressed the first question. But
I can hardly hear you.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
I'm trying to. Okay, go on.
All right. So, like I said, I like the way you addressed the previous questions, but I would like it to be more specific. Like, what are the schools available, and then how do we target these schools?
Okay.
Yeah.
Are those your questions?
Yes. What are the schools available, and how do we target them? How do we go about it?
Okay. So, okay, to answer that question, if I give you a list of 5 schools, I am doing you a disservice. You know why? Because when you begin this journey, you might apply to the 5 schools, and then what if you are not able to get into the 5, or you are lucky that one of them says, okay, we have funding, you can apply to us, but we don't have funding for that year, like in my case. So I will not give you fish. I will teach you how to fish. Okay, does that make sense? To be able to now answer that question specifically, where are these schools? These schools, from what I know, I stand to be corrected, because these schools are not just limited to North America, but from what I know, they are in USA and Canada. How do you find them? The first step to finding these schools is to do what I call a keyword search. What is keyword search? Decide what your course of interest is. Decide the level you want to study. Decide the country, okay? And then you do your keyword search. How do you do this keyword search? I'm going to demonstrate that, if time permits, very quickly. I would repeat the keywords. Decide your program of interest. Now, let me shock you. What is even more important is not the list of schools, but for you to be able to connect with advisors. Because what I am sharing with you is assistantship-based opportunities. What are assistantship-based opportunities? They are fully funded also, but they are not like the other kind of fully funded scholarships where you don't get to interact with people, okay? The only thing you get to interact with will be the website of a country, maybe Chevening, Commonwealth, and then you package your application, reach out to a school. Do you know that in a lot of cases, when you're applying to these government specific opportunities, after you have reached out to schools and apply, you don't even get to reach out or connect with any advisor. You simply just apply to these schools. They give you admission, and then they ask you, how do you intend to fund your program? And when you just mentioned that Chevening wants to fund you, Commonwealth wants to fund you, what happens? They give you admission offer. Right? They give you admission. But when Chevening does not fund you, what happens? Sorry, you're on your own. When Commonwealth does not fund you, what happens? You're on your own. Do you know the number of people applying to Chevening every year? Do you know the number of people applying to Commonwealth every year? For like now, ask yourself, the people you know in your own life, in your own church, in your NYSC camp, in your class, in your WhatsApp group, do you know how many people are applying? Now consider those who are applying that you know. How much more those you do not know? And that's why I am not asking you to concentrate on that, even though there are also opportunities that are worth competing for. So just to see, buttress the question, or to answer that question in a different way. These schools are in USA and Canada. But the first step would be, 1, define your motivation. 2, define your application story. What is an application story? An application story is the motivation that you're going to be selling to schools through your resume, your statement of purpose, and every other application document. How do you define your application story? First, define your PCG. What is a PCG? Personal, communal, and global story. What is a personal story? I am from a single parent family. I saw my mother beating my father, or I saw my father beating my mom. And so I live with my father now, or I live with my mom. And that pain from my past is holding me back. And I cannot talk to my parent because because I'm from a single parent family, I was a victim of sexual abuse because people constantly abused me. Is that your story? That's a personal story. There are people in my community who are also victims of sexual abuse. That is the communal angle to your story. All over the world, the United Nations says, does the United Nations specifically mention, or are there statistics to say that across the world, there are people who are abused daily or per minute, per second? Now, when you come up with that factual information, you're building what I call your global story. Now, what then helps you to now identify a global objective that makes your application really outstanding is your ability to actually go online and look at the sustainable development goals and say, which of the SDGs does my application interest connect with? In my online course and in my book, I said something. I said, see, schools know that you are not necessarily the most competitive because there are 1,001 people applying. Now, what makes you outstanding is your story, because there is no two person with your kind of application story. Your personal story, communal story, and global story would be so unique and cannot really be like that of the other person, because across the world, there are 1,001 people, though, even applying for these assistantship-based positions. Not all of them are from Africa. Not all of them are from Nigeria. Not all of them are from Ghana. Not all of them are from Nnewi. Not all of them are from Bodija Market. Not all of them are from Onitsha. Not all of them are from Bonny. I am trying to say that the uniqueness in your personality is one of the things that gives you an edge. Diversity. Schools are very much interested in having a diverse academic cohort. Oh, that scholar is from Ghana. The other one is from Zimbabwe. That one is from so. It adds like it empowers schools when they have people coming from different parts of the world. Make I no go choke. That one choke. Please give me a moment. They have people coming from different parts of the world to study, and you are one of them. See, you are not at disadvantage that you're from Africa. You are advantaged, if I can use the word advantaged. If you study SDG goal number 4 closely and educate yourself, know the targets, you would know that, see, I deserve these opportunities. It's my turn, like it's for me. Someone is not muted. Please try to mute yourself, Mr. Bode. Try to understand that these opportunities are yours for the win. They are yours for the grab. You saw the way Burna Boy went for the Grammy. I recently was listening to his song, and in that song, Twice as Tall, that won the Grammy, guess what he said in the second stanza? He said, Grammy was giving me so much headache, and I really wanted the Grammy. This guy went for the Grammy, and he got it. I'm not here to talk about Burna Boy. He's one of my favorite artists, but I'm just here to help you understand that, see, Everything you want, you can get. And it's just for you to understand. First, start with defining why. What is your why? Second, what is your application story? I did not even finish the application story because it's a long thing and I can't get into the detail of that in one meeting, so that we will not deprive others of the chance to speak. But when you define your personal, communal, and global story, this personal, communal, and global storyline, I call it a storyline because it has to reflect in your transcripts, okay? And in your resume, it has to reflect in your resume or CV. Also, there must be traces in your transcript that this storyline is also present. I mean, you want to apply for communication studies now, or maybe environmental science. There must be certain things that you have done in your personal, communal, and global story, or from your PCG, okay, that helps you to be able to say that, okay, I know what I want to apply for. I have lived in a community where there is no electricity. And so electricity is a major problem in my community, even though I know that there are many young people with ideas, but they do not have access to power supply. Maybe electrical engineering might be your interest. That is a personal story. Maybe there was an opportunity that would have saved your life that you lost the chance to be able to apply for because there was no electricity. Is that not a personal story? Communally, is that not a problem? It is, because you're not the only one struggling. There are many African countries struggling. Okay? Now, the last part of this personal, communal story is the global. Which of the SDG, okay, connect to this, your personal and communal story? Does that make sense to you? When you define this, let me tell you something. You can get to the heart of any advisor, because at the center of this, my strategy is the connecting, is what I call connecting with advisor. And I do that. I talk so much about that in my online course. I talk so much about that in my book that is coming out on the 31st. I'm not here to talk about my book, but I definitely, why will I not talk about my book? Even if the pastor is preaching, the pastor will say, in the book of so. That's the book that I can reference, right? That's my Bible. So I need to quote from my book or my online course. So let's go to Mr. Kenny. And after Mr. Kenny, I want the ladies in the house to show me their lovely emojis. Like, I've talked to 3 guys I want to start talking to. Next will be Ms. Rebecca, and then, okay. Madam Aminat is next, and then Madam Gifts from my screen node. If I'm not calling you, it's not because I don't want to call you, it's the way people are showing up on my screen. So, Mr. Kenny, shoot. Mr. Kenny MCOGX Jordan. If you're not here, let me go on to Madam Rebecca then. Are you there? Mr. Kenny is not here. Okay, Madam Rebecca, can you speak? No. We can't hear you.
Okay.
We can hear you now.
How about now? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. We still can't hear what's going on. I think it's network from our end.
No, tell her to unmute. She's muted.
Unmute yourself, or we cannot hear you. Okay, maybe we should have Madam Aminat. Let's have Madam Aminat.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Speak. We can hear you. We can hear you. We don't have time.
Yeah.
See plenty people. We really need to get into.
Yes. Okay, I joined the class very late. I'm sorry. So okay, my question is, I'm new to this. So what's the first step to take after getting your international passport?
No, sorry, don't go and get, let me even interrupt. Don't get your international passport first. Mine wasted for 5 years because I thought it was international passport that would help me. So go on, let me listen to you now. I just wanted to remove that mindset. Don't go and waste your money. They will do it for you, and you keep it. No strategy means nothing is going to happen. So please, I'm quiet. Speak.
Okay, I can actually apply without the international passport. So I thought
what is your question really? Be specific.
Okay. Yes, I wanted to ask that what's the first step to take if I want to study abroad?
The first step to take, if you leave this session today, the first step to take is decide, what do I want to apply for? Is it an undergraduate program or a graduate program? If it is a graduate program, is it a master's program or a PhD program? Okay. Now, if you're applying at the graduate level, keep in mind that you are not the one calling the shots. So keep your mind open to master's program, even if your main targets are PhD opportunities, because some schools will offer you master's positions that are accelerated, and then you can begin your PhD immediately. I'm talking to the postgraduate or graduate level kind of applicants here, okay? And the second thing you want to do once you decide on the level at which you want to apply is to decide on the course. You need to decide on the program too. Now, to decide on the program, okay, ask yourself, what is my application story? If you do not have an application story, you cannot pick a course. Abi? Odikwa serious, like Odikwa risky. If you go ahead, it is risky. No be nice thing, no, it no be better thing. If you know, ask yourself, say, why I want to apply? What thing I want to go study? Or I just want to go because everybody they go abroad. Because now the way you take rushing, they will take remove you. Not be saying if you enter today, I've now reached my promised land, you will not work hard again. But if you had that clarity, let me not make this long. First, decide on the level. Someone should put that in the chat box. If anybody can volunteer to help us do this, the highlight thing, we'll be really happy about that. 1, level of study. 2, application story, okay? Define your application story. 3, pick a course of interest. It is when you know your application story that you know the kind of advisor to look out for on Google Scholar, all right? Because when you know your application story, you know your interests, okay? If you know your interest, you know the course. If you know the course, you know the advisors to reach out to. You know the department to connect with. Because as a matter of fact, your business is not with universities, but with departments. Does that make sense? Don't go to admission office and say, hey, I have seen the email address of the admission office of the University of Kentucky. I've seen the admission office email of the University of Minnesota or Manitoba or Western Ontario. Sorry, don't do that, because you are talking to people who are looking for money. They are interested in recruiting for the school, where the decision about getting people in who need funding, where that decision is made is at the departmental level. And what gets you to be able to do that? When you define your level of study, you define your interests, your application story, you define what your interest is. I already explained application story. Someone is asking. Define what your interest is. Now, you will then begin to look out for advisors, okay? Now, after you have defined your interest, you would reach out to advisors. These advisors are people you are sending email to. There are several ways to find them. To be able to find them, I'm going to share one hack from my book. There are several amazing strategies for finding them. I will share the smallest. I will hide the biggest. So one of the ways to actually identify advisors is to go to Google Scholar. Go to Google Scholar. On Google Scholar, there are several papers. When you know what you are interested in, you know that if your interest is abuse is a broad topic. Child abuse, domestic abuse, sexual, I mean, there are different forms of abuse, okay? So it doesn't make sense for you to go online and say academic papers on abuse. It doesn't make sense. You need to actually define your interests. That is why I said an application story is very important. As much as you may be interested in abuse, you must have a niche for yourself and say, okay, where do I want to be? Okay, for instance, there are several people doing online business. Some are into social media marketing. Some are into knowledge entrepreneurship like me. Some are into promotions. Some are into sponsored advertising. There are different things that people are doing online, okay? So it makes sense for you to be able to say, what am I reaching out to these advisors for? What kind of papers am I going to search? What kind of people am I going to look out for? Now, after you have then made a list of you've defined your interests, let me warn you, don't go about telling yourself that I will only apply to one course and you go and sleep. Interest is more important than the course. Does that make sense? Someone should highlight the point. Someone should give the adjasa. If you hear any word that is worth hashtagging, somebody should be throwing the tweets. Interest is more important than what? A course. Let me give you an example. If your interest is environment, there are several things you can do in the environment area. Environmental engineering, non-profit, environmental non-profits. I'm just telling you that environmental, I'm thinking of a keyword to use now. Yes, I'm just trying to say that there are several keywords. Let me not use a phrase that will give me headache. Let me think of another one. Advertising. No, let's leave advertising. Let me think of another word. Somebody said environmental sustainability. Now, environmental engineering is different from environmental sustainability. You see that from the keywords, you can begin to sieve out what you are actually interested in. But bear in mind that even though your primary interest is environment related, if there are 4 programs in one university that is within environment, that is connected to environment, does it make sense in heaven and on earth for you to go and stay with just one course? Please, somebody should answer me. Does it make sense? When you can actually apply to about 4 different programs within one school that is connected to your interests. What did I say earlier? I said interest is more important than course. Now, when you define the course, the interest, then you can begin to reach out to advisors based on interest. Because when you visit school's website, either from going through Google Scholar or using my book or my online course, when you go about identifying these advisors, this is what you would do. Prospecting is best. I'm going to share that last point, prospecting, so that I can talk to other people. Prospecting. What is prospecting? Sales and people who sell, sellers in the house. They know prospecting. I sell and I cannot live without selling. Like, if you not sell, who you help? If you not sell, who you help? Now, what do you want to sell? Prospecting means you want to sell yourself to schools. And you're not selling to computers. You're not selling to websites. You're selling to real people with emotions, real people with flesh and blood. They might be Oyinbo, they might be Caucasian, they might be French. They shall be human beings. We get flesh, we get blood. Where they speak language, where they chop food, even if they feel be vampire, I don't know, but they are human beings. They might not be eating apple, they might be eating pizza. My point is they are human beings with emotions, human beings with feelings, human beings who can feel, who can read, who can think. Don't go and copy and paste rubbish. That's my point. So when you are prospecting, you're selling. And to sell, you must tell a story. And that brings us back to your personal, communal, and global story.
Go and
If you
charge this to charge
identify
it.
that story, someone
Take.
is interrupting me. If you identify your story, it is easier for you to sell yourself to school. If you know your story, you know your interest, you know what to write in your letter of introduction. In my online course, you find all the steps to building a letter of introduction. In my book, you find all the necessary steps and strategies for writing a compelling letter of introduction. If you go to my YouTube channel today, for those of you who don't like to buy book or who don't want to buy my online course, because I know some people, everything has to be free. They don't want the real deal. They want just a tip. So if you're still looking for further tips, you can go to my website. Go to my YouTube channel, you will find videos on how to write a letter of introduction. Now, let me end by saying that when you craft that letter of introduction, you are going to be writing one template and reproducing several. One template, you're reproducing several. So what is the template? The template is the tree. Okay, the template is the tree. The branches are the several formats of your letter of introduction that you're shooting out. Remember, I said you are prospecting. Remember that when you are prospecting, you would have a long list. So let's assume that by the end of the day, you want to be able to apply to 5 schools. Do you know that you must reach out to 50 schools? Does that make sense? Percentage, 10% of the 100. Is anybody with me? Like everybody is looking at me. No, yes, no, no.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, we can hear you.
You
Yes,
cannot
yes.
do, please.
It makes sense.
So remember that you need to write a letter of introduction. There's a template. That template is what you would modify over and over and over again and send to several schools. See, the killer strategy here is somebody say, 50. Well, like I told you, I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. I'm here for those who are ready for the work. The interesting thing is you don't even have to start writing from the scratch. There's a template in my book, but if you go online, you will find plenty templates. I did not go online. I worked on my template myself, and I got ideas from real people, not websites. Remember, I keep talking about real people. So I got ideas from real people who were schooling my friends, and I was able to build a template from them, and I used that to form my own particular template. And one template made it possible for me to apply to several schools. When I started applying to several schools, take notes. Not every school has the same course. Not every school has the same name for the course that I'm interested in or for the interest that I have. Let's remove the word course. You will find environmental something in school A. You might find it as another name in another school, but if you know your interest, it makes it easy for you to be able to say, these are the schools that I'm shooting emails to. More than that, even after identifying the course, who are those in this department that I want to connect with? 2 most important people. One of them is the person that has similar interest as yours. Because as you're writing your LOI, they want to see that you know you have identified people. Like, who are you going to mention in your LOI if you do not do your research on the school's website? I mean, on the department's website. That means that you have to visit how many websites? Several websites. Do you know why you should apply to not less than 10, 15, 20 schools? Why? Emails, they bounce. Emails, they bounce. Not all of them will respond. So that you can reduce the heartache that this can possibly give you, you need to create a long list. That's why when you are selling or prospecting, they always advise that you have a long list of people you want to sell to. And when you have 50 people on your list, by the end of the day, maybe only 5 people will buy. Even though Christ was going about speaking to several people, at the end of the day, he had just 12 disciples. Out of the 12, there were 3. And out of the 3, there was 1. At the end of the day, you are going to go to one school, but you are not going to apply to just one. Does that make sense? Please, let's talk to the ladies in the house. I'm sure I've answered your question like way beyond what you expected, and maybe some of other people's questions have been asked. If you know that I've answered your question from another person's question, please, I beg you, let somebody whose question has not been answered, let the person's hand be raised. Let me just see your hands up. Raise that hand. We're almost coming to the end of the session. Let me see somebody else. Mr. Olabi, please shoot. Mr. Olabi, I can see your hand. If you have a question, Madam Rachel, please use the microphone. Please hold on. Let me attend to Madam Rachel first. The ladies, just one lady has spoken. So let the second lady speak, and then we have, please, if you want to speak, Madam Rachel, it's your chance. So speak and forever speak.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Tell us your name, where you're joining from, and go straight to your questions, ma'am. Thank you.
My name is Rachel Hayola from Ondo State, Nigeria.
Okay.
So my question is it possible to get a fully funded scholarship for undergraduate program?
Yes. Number one, yes.
And if yes, what are the ways to go about it?
Okay. Good.
And because the scholarship I've been seeing, people make it so they be like there are only programs for graduates. That is for the master's PhD.
Okay. So somebody said I only said graduates. I didn't. Did I mention only graduates in everything that I said?
No, I'm saying that I know.
No, not you. That question is not directed to you. That question is directed to the person who sent a chat.
Okay,
now,
ma.
Do you have any other question? Do you want me to answer that so that I can talk to someone else?
No, ma.
Is that all?
Yes, ma.
Okay, so the first question is number one. Let me tell you the truth, and I'm not here to lie before God will slap me when I sleep tonight. So the first thing you need to know is there are undergraduate and graduate opportunities. But the truth is the percentage of graduate level and undergraduate level fully funded opportunities is between 60-40. Does that make sense to you? It is not balanced. Now, 60 or 70 goes to graduate level. 40 or 30 goes to undergraduate. Let me explain why. At the graduate level, okay, most people here, after their first degree, they don't necessarily go back to school. They want a job, they want to start working, they want to start building a career. Not many people go back to school because when they go back to school, it means they probably want to, most people go back because they want to end in the academia. But you know, it's not the same for us from Africa. Like, we're not going back to school because we want to end in the academia. We want to go back to school maybe because some people have been disturbing us and saying, when will you get a job? And some people say, I'm doing a degree, like just to hide from some shame. So for us who are coming from Africa, we go back to school for plenty reasons. Some because your department said they will pay you money if you're an assistant, something. Maybe you are doing something at the department. We went back. One of those people is me. I went back because one, they gave me funding to do a master's degree for free in UI. And I wanted the 25K per month, you know, free money. So I'm just saying that the reality for us is different from the reality for them. And so for many people here at the undergraduate level, let me tell you, they are also competing for fully funded opportunities. And so the competition for people from back home is that you're competing not just with yourself or people from Africa, you're also competing with people from the countries that you're going to, especially at the undergraduate level. So the competition is tense, or is more intense, or the competition is more serious, let me use that word, at the undergraduate level than it is at the graduate level. Because at the graduate level, it's more of research. But at the undergraduate level, yes, you're doing school, you're going to school and you're doing some minimal exposure to research. Does that make sense? So now, how do you then get these opportunities? Still the same strategy. Because especially in the sciences, they have lab. like in many foreign countries, in many foreign schools, I mean, most departments or all departments have a lab. And in a lab, they will need graduate assistants, RAs, undergraduate assistants that can also serve as RAs or RA as a research assistant, okay? Or TAs. Now, at the undergraduate level, there are more research assistantship positions than there will be for teaching assistantship, because at the undergraduate level, you might not necessarily be able to teach. Now, as someone is interrupting us, at the undergraduate level, another thing you can also bear in mind is while there are research assistantship positions with departments, there are departments with grants, okay? There are departments with what? With grants. I don't know if someone is following. You said undergraduate, though, I'm answering, no. There are departments with grants. Good. There are departments with grants. The departments with grants are places that you can also, channel your energy towards. So how do you reach them? It is still the same method through a letter of introduction. Okay? Now let's now talk about the last way or the last method. The last method, which is the most beautiful, the most interesting, and one of the surest for any undergraduate, is to have a crazy score. Like, use the word crazy. Yes, that's the word. Crazy score on the ACT or SAT. Does that make sense? To have a what? A crazy score on the ACT or SAT. Now, what does this do for you? There are some universities that are listed in my book, for instance, that will not give fully funded positions to citizens at the graduate level. We only give to people from developing countries, okay? And so many of them are looking for what? Your scores, ACT or SAT. They want to see how well have you done. Because with a very good score at that level, so I know that some people have done a first degree already and they want to go back and do an undergraduate program. 2 ways. Huh?
No, sorry, ma, not you.
You need to mute yourself if you don't want me to get distracted, okay? So another way to also look at it is, you see, she don't distract me now. I've lost track of my thoughts. Let's get to the next question. It's fine.
So you were talking about the undergraduate wanting to do another degree.
So I said that it's also possible that for those who don't, who already have a first degree and want to go ahead and do another degree, what you must bear in mind is this. Even though you may want to take the SAT or ACT, I will not necessarily advise you to limit yourself to that option, because you already have a school, like, is it college experience? You stand like you have an edge. Not that you have an edge compared to someone who is going to be writing SATs. If, of course, they might waive SATs, or they might be willing to waive SATs, you can enter into that negotiation with them. And everything starts from your letter of introduction. Kabish? So let's go to the next person.
Thank you, ma.
Yes? Hello?
Hello.
How many people they talk? Oh? One, Madam Rachel is speaking, Madam Olajimoke is speaking. Who exactly is speaking? I was going to call the next person. Okay, speak, I'm listening.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Please speak up, your name and where you're joining from.
Okay, this is Jumoke, and I'm joining from Lagos, city of Lagos. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, ma'am.
Okay, my question is, you just said something relating to my question, but I want to ask, for someone that have a third class degree and want to go back to school, a third class degree, like a third class degree.
Great.
I want to go back.
That's not a degree.
Yeah. I call it a grade. So if the person, how will I put it? Like, will I have to go back to school if I want to, or I have to do PG over here, that's postgraduate diploma over here?
I don't think you
That's just-
necessarily need a PG. Is that the only question so that we can clear this once and for all?
Yes, that's the only question.
Now,
Answered.
I always say that, you see, one thing that I always tell people in the inner circle, those on my coaching program, for instance, those who some people have bought the book already, and so they started their work earlier, and we get to meet on Zoom like this. So for instance, let me demonstrate this. There is somebody in our academy who, after getting the book, okay, joined our WhatsApp community and then asked some questions about his grade. And another thing is, he said, okay, I have an HND and I don't think I can get this done. And I'm like, let me start by saying that if you do not remove that mindset, you might never be able to achieve anything. When they say that they are healing the sick, the leper is getting healed, and they tell you that go there and stir the water, and you're like, is it true? Is there anything in that water? Let me not go, Joe. Now I understand the frustration when you stand at a disadvantaged position, especially maybe you feel, oh, I have HND, I have an ND, I have a third class, I don't have a first class. Let me shock you. Even though I finished with, oh, well, luckily with the first class, my first class didn't get me the course that I'm studying today. What did I study? Let me tell you. It is even worse than an HND. It is worse than ND. My course, nobody knows my course. So it's as good as I didn't go to school to get a certificate. Like, I went to play. Because nobody knew my degree. Do you know you can have a third class in a course that is popular? Maybe your course still gets name. You study law. Will people ask you for your level of grade or your grade before they ask for the degree? They will say, what did you study? Before they say what you finished with, right? I studied classics. And because I studied classics, what's classics? People would not even care whether I finished with an excellent grade. So you are not the only one from a disadvantaged position. I was bloodily disadvantaged because I finished with a degree that didn't have recognition in my home country, but not the same in the rest of the world. So how do we handle coming from a disadvantaged position? This is the way forward. Two things. First, I tell people to convert their transcripts before they shoot themselves in the leg and criticize themselves and conclude that they don't have an excellent grade. Now, one thing is sure, not all the schools in Nigeria have the same grading system. Not all the schools in Africa, in Ghana, in Zimbabwe, in Botswana have the same grading system. The CGPA calculation system in schools vary. The first step is to calculate your CGPA on WES. And all of this and the steps to do that is in my book. I can't get into the detail of that. If you go to my YouTube channel today, there's a video I did. Let me even share the screen with you. There's a video I did on how to evaluate your transcripts for free on WES, okay? Now, if you evaluate your transcripts, now take note, some people always mistake evaluating transcripts with paying WES to translate or to evaluate their transcript. Don't go and waste your money. If they did not ask you to evaluate transcript with wes.org on a paid level, don't waste your money. There's a free tool. Now, when you evaluate your transcript, the next thing you want to decide is, where does this grade fall as far as the courses that I'm aiming for? If it falls below, let me tell you what you can do. Now, two things. The first thing within the first strategy is that go and evaluate your transcripts. If it falls below, reach out to the department before you kill yourself. Don't die before death. Don't die before death. Reach out to the department. That's one way. When you reach out to them, this is what they will tell you. You can apply on a conditional basis, or you can apply by giving us extra reasons. What's going on there? Extra reasons to believe in your application or in your candidacy. Oh no. I think they're trying to fix something outside. But can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me, or I should increase the volume?
No, we
Can
can hear
I can
you.
hear you.
So I said that even though you might not have a very competitive grade, go ahead and reach out to departments still with your letter of introduction. The last paragraph of your letter of introduction is where you are asking questions, raising issues, concerns. I am not a recent graduate. I finished 10 years ago. You will raise those questions. I have a degree in this. I finished with a low degree or a low grade. I have converted my CGPA. When you convert your CGPA, there are two options, USA or Canadian grading scale. You will be able to impute the grading scale of the country or of the department, the grading scale that would make sense to the department you are applying to. If you're applying to a school in Canada, you have to say into brackets, Canadian grading system, into brackets, American grading system. Now, when you do this, they will get back to you and let you know whether there are other things you need to show to be able to demonstrate that you are a good fit for their program. Now, let me give you an instance. My husband is working on some schools and the need is transcripts. He's not a recent graduate, no doubt, but they are interested in his application. Why? Because he wrote an application letter. He reached out using a letter of introduction and they are going to be giving him feedback. Does that make sense to you all? I hope I've been able to address that question. So the next thing you want to do once they now conclude that you need to prove yourself even more is to decide on which test to take. Is it GRE at the graduate level? Is it SAT or ACT at the undergraduate level? Some people are saying, what is GRE? Google it. What is SAT? Google it. What is ACT? Google it. These are very straightforward questions you can ask Google. If you cannot ask Google, ask Siri. Siri is someone you can ask. I mean, if you use an iPhone, if you have access to Google, use Google or Bing, or just use any search engine. You'll find the information there. And of course, all of these exams, how to register for them, which exam not to take and to take, what should you focus on, how I made 100 out of 120 on the TOEFL, how to negotiate application fee waivers after writing an exam that can be useful for more than 2 years. There are ways to actually doing that. All of this I've touched on in my book. So who else is asking a question? There is Barry Surakat, there's Barry Olamide Schutz, and there is Susie Tina. So in this order, Barry, you have less than 1 minute. I'm listening. 1 minute. I cannot hear anything.
Hello.
I can't hear.
Hello.
I don't think it's, is it from my end? Do I need to change location? I might have to. Please give me a moment. If the noise does not stop, I might have to change my location. I don't know what they're doing, really. I don't know what they're doing. Just hold on. Let me try and check. Please give me a moment. The noise might not go away anytime soon. So let me go into the bedroom. This noise is not going to go away. They are cleaning somebody's carpet. I'm just going to change my location. Just give me a little time. Okay. All right, we're here. All right. So I can hear you now.
Never. Can you?
I'm struggling to hear you. I think the network from your end is bad. What's going on? Is it the network?
I think it's okay now.
Can you hear me now?
Maybe we should have somebody else speak.
Okay, I have a question, ma.
Okay, who is speaking? Your
Abubakar
name. Your
from Sierra
name, where
Leone.
you're joining from.
Abubakar Sishe from Sierra Leone.
Okay, from where?
Sierra Leone.
Okay, welcome.
Thank you. So my question is, if someone applies for to over 30 universities or schools, are you getting me?
If someone applies to
over 30 universities or schools, or let's say like 30 universities or schools, and
okay,
that person is accepted by like 5 schools.
Okay.
Is that person going to get all the extra money from the 4 other universities after choosing his university of choice? Because I heard from my friends, yes, I heard it from my friends that when you apply to many schools and they all give you scholarships, then you are going to be given extra money from all of them because of the scholarship. As soon as you
I
can
don't
enter the country
understand
and
that
choose a
question.
particular university. So I want to know.
I think it's complicated.
Well, I don't know, but my friends actually said that. He said if you apply
Can you just phrase your question into one sentence?
Okay. I want to know whether it is true that one can get a scholarship from many universities and benefit from all of them.
Okay, so to answer that question, yes, it is possible to get scholarship from many universities, but it is not possible for you to get funding from one school and say, hey, give me the money, I want to go to school B. It doesn't make sense. It will never happen. It's a dream that can never come true. I have had people ask me that question, so I know where you're coming from, and it's not awkward. It is a smart question. It's a good question to ask, okay? So the answer is, it is not possible. If you're funded by a school, you're going to that school. Now, yes, I know that some people would apply to 30, 20, and now, listen, applying here does not mean that you are paying school or like you're paying 20 schools application fees. Oh, you are reaching out, prospecting level. That's what you're doing. After prospecting, at the end of the day, you might not apply to more than just 5. As in, you might not have to send actual application to, what am I speaking? I'm speaking bad English. You would only have to probably send actual application to not more than 5. But at the prospecting level, when you're sending emails to as many as possible. 15, 20, 30. What is the email? Just your letter of introduction. And by the time you're done with that, okay, you'd have a list of schools that, based on the feedback coming from them, yes, they've checked, transcripts check, application story check, letter of introduction check, CV check, everything is on course, and they're like, okay, good, you can apply. That is when you should apply. At that point, when the school has given you go ahead, that is when you should actually say, okay, are they asking me to submit exam scores like TOEFL, GRE, IELTS, or ACT or SAT? When they now say when based on their feedback, you are sure that you want to apply, then you can invest money in application fee, money in leave passport or leave international passport. You invest money in application fee and what I call your your exams. Now, again, take note, not all of these schools would request that you submit exam scores. So by the time you're ready and down with your top 5 from your list of 30, after prospecting, some did not reply. Some said they have funding. Some said they don't have funding that term. Some would say, oh, sorry, we're not taking African students. Sorry, we don't take international. Some will say, oh, sorry, we have funding, but this is all we have. Some will say, oh, we don't have time. We're not taking, our research persons are not available to work in that area. Plenty reasons to come up. Just like some people say, oh, sorry, I can't buy a book. I'm not ready to apply. Oh, sorry, I don't need your online course. I'll do it by myself. I get this type of stories every day. So these are the type of stories you hear. It shouldn't break your heart. But by the end of the day, when you are left with your top 5, when you have a top 5, the ones you want to send out to applications, ask yourself, which of them, our people, which of them is requesting that you should submit your, I'm thinking now, which of these 5 schools wants you to submit test scores? So assuming that there are 4 of them asking for test scores and just one is saying, no, don't submit your test score. Don't do this by, don't be unsmart by applying to just that one and leaving the remaining 4. If there are 4 saying that apply, we don't need any test score, it is smarter than focusing on raising money and applying to only one or including just one that is requesting that you add, you present application admission scores. Let me rephrase that. When you are left with your last 5 or your top 5, there are 2 things you must bear in mind before you send actual application. Ask yourself, what are your negotiation chances, or what opportunity cost are you going to do? 1, test scores. 2, application fees. How many of them are willing to waive application fees for you? I have a number of schools. There are not many out there, but there are schools that will waive application fees. I have them in my book, in my course. The ones that will waive application fee for you, how many are they? So maybe there are 3. How much is application fee? Averagely $80, $60, $100, okay? $50. If you had application fee of about 3 schools together, these schools are amazing. They've given you ginger, they've given you vibe. You are ready to shoot your application, but you're worried about application fee. So these 3 schools are top on your list, but they are saying that, yes, we want you to submit test scores. But ask yourself, are they willing to waive 1 or 2 of your exams? If they are willing to waive 1 of the exams, maybe the test of English, which most schools would waive, depending on how you negotiate. If they waive 1 of your exams, you have saved the money for your application fee to 3 schools. Does that make sense? I think that answers that part of that question. Let me entertain another question or questions before we log out. So who else? If your hand is, if you still have questions, please put on that hand emoji. So Madam Susie, let me have you. Please go on, speak. I can't hear you.
I think her phone is on mute.
Yeah. But she's not muted. Remove your microphone if it's disturbing. Or remove microphone and use your phone directly. Maybe that will help. While she's trying to sort that, is there any other person whose hand is up? Mr. John Ndukwe, have I answered your question? I think I've answered Mr. John. Okay, can you put the hand emoji, can you bring it down if I've answered your question? Mr. John, Mr. Abubakar, I think I've answered your questions. Please, can you put the hand emoji down? Thank you. Mr. Abubakar, put the hand emoji down. Mr. Ndukwe, put the hand emoji down. Amuson Tomilayo, let me hear from you. Susan, are you ready to speak? I can't hear you, sorry. We can't hear you. Maybe you will drop your question in the chat. Sorry about that. I am so sorry that we can't hear you. Sorry. Drop your question in the chat right now. Let me take your question. So who is talking? Madam Rebecca, I think I've answered your questions, right? Huh? I can't even hear you. Yes or no?
Can I send in a test, or I should say it right now?
You can type it since we couldn't get to hear you when you wanted. Can you just drop? Let me take questions from the chat before we go on. Some people may be shy.
Okay.
Let me take questions from the chat. Please just give me a moment. Please just hold on. I'm trying to answer, take a few questions from the chat. Hold on. Trying to take questions from the chat. Okay. Please hold on. Just give me 1 minute. I'm still here. Oh God. I'm wondering. Okay. I'm trying to find the questions. I can't see them. Oh. Please, if you posted the question, please repost. Please repost the question. I can't see questions in the chat. Repost the question. Who is speaking while they are reposting? Mr. Bode, Reader. Who is Reader Bassi?
I'm here.
Okay, please speak.
I'm here.
Can hear you?
Okay. Please, my name is Reda. I'm calling from Calabar.
Okay, Reda, not Reader. Sorry, Reda. I'm sorry. Okay, go on. We're here,
Please,
man. We can hear you.
not just one question. Sorry, I came in quite late, like
It's fine.
10
Go
minutes
on.
or 5 minutes ago. So I don't know if my question was already dealt with before
Once
I
you
came
speak,
in.
I will let you
I
know
want to
if it
find
has
out.
been answered.
Okay, please, I want to find out when is the best time to apply? As in, is it late to apply now for September intake for if you're doing an MSc?
So
and then
it's a brand new question. It's a brand new question. Any other question aside from that?
Yes. Secondly, I want to find out if it's possible to do a master's in public health with a CGPA of 2.99.
I don't understand the interpretation of your CGPA. And the way to interpret your CGPA is to go to west.org. Did you message me before this session, before you joined?
No.
You see, so one of the reasons why I emphasize that people connect with me before joining this session is so that when there is an important information I can share with them. If you did not connect with me, find out from whosoever got you on board to join this session, my phone number.
Okay,
When you reach out, I can
you
send
did.
to you or to people who have joined a link on how to evaluate your transcript. So to be able to determine what your CGPA is or whether it's suitable, you need to evaluate your transcript. And I've talked extensively on that already. So if you're not able to watch this session, maybe as a replay, you can go to the YouTube channel or send a message as a reminder so that you can get that update. Okay, that answers that question. The question that sounds different that I've not touched today is the application timeline. Please, if you post, you will still copy and paste again because so many people are posting so quickly. So I will encourage that you hold on. Let me catch my breath. When I'm done with this question, I can read the chats. Just copy it somewhere and hold on to your message so that when you post it, I can see. Don't send it directly to me. Send it as a general question for everyone to see. People need to learn from the questions you want to ask. So about the seasons, this is not a bad time to apply because so many people are still applying as against fall of this year. But what determines how you will be able to get, whether you get in or not, is your level of energy. Are you ready to push? Are you ready to prospect? Are you ready to connect with as many schools as possible? Are you ready to send as many letters of introduction to schools? If you're ready to do all of this, then sorry, there is nothing stopping you from getting in by August, September of this year. And by the time you receive an admission decision, even if you do not travel August, September, you can travel in the spring. What's a spring? January next year. Does that make sense? It means that you have done everything in the next few months to get in. If you are one of those who want to get started right now, I would encourage you to get my book, If you get my book, it shows you the steps to take from step 1 to the last step. What is the first step? I've talked about it. What's the second step? So in the next 6 months, there are a number of things you will do, and you will learn how to actually do that if you get my book. How much is my book? My book is $30. It is not 1,000 naira or 2,000 naira. It is not 5,000. It is $30. Why is it $30? Because there is so much value in it. This is experience of over 7 years put together for your monthly, maybe data money, or one restaurant's money there for eating chicken or shawarma money, put together for you to be able to apply. So the seasons are divided into 3. There is summer, there is spring, and there is fall. In USA, there usually schools are open in the fall and they are open in the summer, fall, and spring across the world. But majorly, you will find access to opportunities that are funded in the fall. Fall has highest percentage. Sorry, my video is off. Fall has highest percentage. Spring has some percentage. Usually, those who were listed for funding in the fall, who did not get funding, they are usually kind of, listed for the funding in the spring. So when is the fall? Fall is August, September. So if, for instance, you want to aim for, my book is, you can convert the book on Aboki FX, abokifx.com, to be able to convert. How much is the book? abokifx.com is where you need to do the conversion. Sorry, I'm trying to send this to everyone. abokifx.com to be able to do that conversion. Aboki. So like I was saying, there are different seasons, or this season now. English is like, give me a word though. I'm losing vocabularies. There are different semesters, but the summer, sorry, don't go there. They won't take you in the summer, the fall. Now, if for instance, you are aiming for the fall of this year, this is the time to apply. Usually, when do you need to start applying to be able to get in for, reader, please, can you mute? When do you need to start applying to be able to get in for the fall of another year? That time to actually reach out in order to get in for the fall of another year is the beginning of 1 year, so that your application can roll into the later part of the year or the end of 1 year, so that you can get in the middle part of the new year. So let me give an instance. If you begin to reach out to schools from now, you can still get in this year or get in early next year. It's like a 6 months plan. That's why the title of my book is Scholarship Guaranteed in 6 months. 6 months, not be say you go sleep. 6 months does not mean that you'll be riding a bicycle in your sleep. You should be seeing plane in your sleep. Okay? 6 months means you're probably working closely with a support group like our group. So for everybody who has bought the book, for instance, what happens? They get to be, now for the first 2 weeks before they join our support group, I will tell them to go through the book and let me know if they have done anything or they have learned anything. The support group is just 1,000 naira every month. But the book is the main thing you're paying for, because it is yours forever and ever. But if you choose to now want to accelerate the process, joining the support group is something that you need, because the whole process can be really stressful. You will lose motivation. You're not Jesus. Even Christ used to go and do lonely ranger. When Christ would just go somewhere and say, this wala done too much. If anybody told you that Christ was not depressed, sorry, go and tell that person to go and read their Bible again. It is not blasphemy. He was a man of like passion. So if you are depressed, you don't have a demon. No. It is reality of life. But for you to walk this path, you need people who have gone through the journey. When I came into the US, I didn't come with my family. A story for another day, because I was denied visa because I no get brain that time. If to say I get brain, no be only me suppose not be only me and the Pekins there suppose go visa interview. We suppose carry ourselves go, me, myself, and the hobby. But we didn't know. And so when I had to reapply, I had to reapply alone. And so he is applying, is coming and bringing the children. Now, what's my point? When I got here, I started feeling guilty. Look at you, bad woman. You are going to study abroad. You leave everybody in Africa. You want to go and be doing obodo Igbo schooling. What kind of African woman will do that? Let nobody tell you those stories. Because when you make them, nobody go say, you left. Why did you leave? Why did you break my heart? You said you were going to be there for me. The lover that will not follow your dream, who that lover help? If you make it now, that's why one guy will say, she's my ex. Abby, that's how that girl will say, we used to date back in the uni. Because you are now making sense. That's how life is. So people will tag you. They will follow you. They will look for you even if you're in the hole. What is my point? My point exactly is target the right application season. And the right season is a time like this. So if you're not aiming for a time like this, you still don't need to drop this idea. If you want to start reaching out, guess what? Don't start reaching out in August, September. Start reaching out even if you're applying actually next year. Start reaching out from now. Do you know why? Because the summer is around the corner. Let me share the secret with you. Nobody should hear you. It's only for your ears. Oh. Don't tell anybody. Huh? The summer is the time when most schools, most departments are not under so much pressure. And because they are not under so much pressure, they can read emails more than they would ever do. Advisors are not tensed like the fall and the spring. The heat of the semester is the fall semester. So don't go and be sending emails in August, September and say, I still have time. Who tell you say you get time? It will shock you. So it makes sense to want to start reaching out to schools from now and start prepping them for the journey ahead. You know, Christ was always speaking in parables because he was preparing them so that by the time he left, those things he was saying started making sense to them. Let me not leave so that you will not say, that it makes sense now. This is the time to hold on to me. Don't leave me, oh. Don't leave me. So it makes sense that you start positioning yourself from now. And it is important that you either get my book or my online course. If you buy the book, you not only get access to the book forever, you get access to me, you get access, one-on-one access to me, extra 30-minute clarity call. If you join this session and then you pre-order the book today, I still get to book a one-on-one session with you alone. And then I answer your questions and then I determine where you are in this whole journey. And then we say, okay, do you actually need to begin? Do you actually need to, what you need to do in the immediate while you're working, while you join the support group? Even if you don't get to join to buy the book right now, it is important that you follow some very useful information. And they say faith cometh by hearing. You cannot hear if you do not see. If you don't hear like gossips, oh, they're talking about it, oh, she's on a live video, oh, I just saw a notification, she just posted a video on YouTube. Where are the places to see the things that you need to see? Let me show you very quickly before we jump out. If you have any question, let me read the question before I share screen. So I'm going to share 3 things via screen. I'll share with you. Yes, you need your transcripts. You don't need it to apply immediately. But when you are reaching out to schools, you can attach it if you have it. But if you don't have it, don't bother. Your letter of introduction is what is most important. And if you have your resume, in place of your transcript, put your resume. Don't just go and put a generic resume. There's a way to submit an academic resume, and you will find that detail in my book. Now, transcripts. While I know people struggle with this transcript palaver, and so I have done a lot and I've put so many video links in my book. So if you're reading the book and you get to the transcript section, there are questions there are answers that are provided, and there are FAQs in my video course in the book, and there are links in the book that takes you to where you can watch some very short videos where I kind of summarize the answers that you need. But in-depth knowledge is what you will find in the book. You know, like we're talking so fast, and this is just a session. It is not a reviver. We cannot die here. So because it's not a reviver, it is a session, we can't all sleep here. Even if we choose to, network will not let us. So get the book and begin that reviver in your life right now. I use words that are graphic so that you won't forget what I've shared. So if you don't like the word revival, pardon me, or you don't like the name Jesus, sorry, I can't remove that name from my equation. So that's it. And yes, the transcript things, some schools will not release to you. There are strategies to get schools to give you the transcript without giving you. They don't need to send to you. They will send to an official address in your home country. But there is a way to actually get them to send to an official address. And I've talked about what to do, to say, or to tell the school that you finished from to get them to be able to send it to an official address. There's a strategy on how to do that, and you'll find out in my book or my online course. So how do I get to connect with advisors of my course choice? I think I've answered this question already, Madam Susan. Madam Susitina, are you there? I've answered this question already. I know some people are logging out already, but before you log out, if you have any question, interrupt me now. This is the interrupt session, interrupt part. I'm not going to call anybody's name. If you have any question, just jump in and start asking. I want to start sharing my screen. Why do I want to share my screen? I want to be able to show you something. Okay. Excuse me. Sorry, I want to be able to share my entire screen. Am I doing? If you can see my screen, just say yes, I can see your screen. Where am I?
Yes, I can see your screen. Sustainable development.
Where
The
am I
big
moving
elephant.
to?
University
Okay.
of Alabama.
Okay, can you see what I'm showing you? So I will start with the book. Let me talk about my book. Small, I beg. Mona, let me talk about my book. This is my book. Okay. A PDF guide with scripted samples of done for you, letter of introduction, statement of purpose, resume, and recommendation letters. Yes, it will be available on the website from after the study abroad challenge. But right now, if you want to pre-order, just reach out to me via DM. How do you reach out to me? So I'm going to call my number, or I'll put my number in the chats so that you can pre-order today. If you join this meeting and you tell me that, oh, I was at this meeting and I'll just pre-ordered your book, you will not just get this book when it comes out on the 31st of this month. You get 2 additional PDF guides. One is titled, one is a video course on how to apply for a visa and how I actually settled here in the States. And the things that you need to also learn from now, especially the financial decisions you need to start making, saving, learning online skills and all of that. I have put all of that together because if you come here, one beautiful thing is you can sell the things that you even know already, that you're still struggling with, that you have not even perfected. If you begin the journey right now, you get the clarity that you need. 0802495. So I'm going to add my phone number. 24957386 in the chat. So my number is there for you to reach me right now. Tell me you came to this session. Tell me you want to pre-order the book. Tell me like when you reach out and give me all of this information, I will not just give you access to the book when it's out. I would hold a 30-minute session with you where I get to still answer your own question. If possible, if it is possible that I didn't touch on some questions, okay? Oh, sorry, what is going on here? I'm trying to enlarge. Some people don't want book, they want an online course. So for those who buy the online course, you get the book for free. The $30 book, you get it for free. In addition to the book, you get access to my 7 module videos in the video course. So what does the book look like? What does the online course look like? I will share with you my screens for you to see what the book looks like and for you to see what the online course looks like in the next 3, 4, 5 minutes before we jump out. If you leave this important parts, whether you're buying it right now is not what is important, but having this information is more important than you paying today or paying tomorrow. So if you go away, sorry, you will not be able to hear this important part. And there's something I would like to share with those who are asking questions about transcript, about how to even find out a school. I will share with you a quick demonstration when I'm done with this part. So if you wait till the end, you get to see that part, but if you don't, sorry, you won't get to see it. So this is the flyer that talks about my online course. In this online course, you get 7 videos, access to videos, 1. You also get free access to my book, the $30 book. You also get the additional e-guides, and then you get access to a video, an extra video on how to write a letter of introduction. All of these, like everything put together, you have complete access to it. So what does the book looks like? Let me show you what the book. Now, if it is possible that as you're watching right now, okay, and you are still at that phase where you're still thinking, you're still not sure, with all my gymnastics, you are still not sure. And maybe for one reason or the other, you can't afford to get the book or the video course yet. I will ask you to hold on to the hem of my garments. This is the hem of my garments, okay? This study abroad challenge is coming up in the week of my birthday, and it is my way of giving back to people by invite. So at this online events, I am going to make one person, one of the people who registers for this online event will become a recipient of my mentorship program. My mentorship program is a $500 worth online, it's a $500 virtual coaching where I get to call this person those who are on the on the mentorship program. Now, the mentorship program is not the same as the book, it's not the same as the online course. It is more personal. Personal in the sense that it is only open during the summer. Let me see if I can show you a screen let me see if I can show you the flyer to the mentorship. Like I said, the 2,000 Naira challenge is for those who are still not sure. So if you're in this session and you're not still sure whether you should start applying, or you still need you just need more ginger, more excitement, more vibe, you should register for my challenge. It is just 2,000 Naira. I will not be the only one speaking and giving you fire like this. I'm inviting 5 people, a Ghanaian, a Nepali, a Nigerian like me, and one other person. We're coming together to share how the struggles we encountered and how we eventually got fully funded and, came to study abroad. The challenge is in May 31st, but the first, in fact, initially I said the first 300, but now the first 50 to register for this challenge would qualify for a raffle. Raffle in the sense that among the first 50 to register, I am going to select one person that would access our mentorship support worth $500 for free. So it is not the raffle draw alone that gets you to enjoy this mentorship support. You would also craft an essay. So everybody who is in the challenge, I have added them to a group on WhatsApp. And then there is a link I am sharing with them where they will send in their essay applications to let us know why they should be chosen as the recipient of our Mentor Me. Okay, so what does the Mentor Me flyer looks like? Let me see if I can find that and show you. Just hold on. Don't go anywhere. If you go, sorry, you won't be able to. I'm trying to look. Okay, hold on. Trying to find. Okay, I think I'm going too far. This is a feedback from someone who read my book and got a fully funded scholarship. This is not scam. This is real. This is real evidence. So I'm going to share the, where are we going? I don't think what I'm looking for is here. Okay, yeah, this, you know what, hold on. I would find the exact flyer. There is a very particular, there's a particular flyer for, and then I'm going to show you module 2 of my online course so that you see what the online course looks like. And then I will show you what my book also looks like. Okay, so while I'm looking for the flyer for my own my book, let me show you what, sorry, while I'm looking for the $500 worth cost flyer, I want you to enjoy my online course, the second module, for free. If you cannot hear, please read the screen. Read what you can see. Are we still together?
Yeah.
Are we still together?
Yeah, we're here.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. Can you hear at all?
No, we can't hear
Yes,
from the video, but I can read through.
You can hear, right? Okay, you know what? Let's go back. Let's get the one that has a better. Okay, let's go to module 1. Don't worry, just read what you can see. You don't need to hear all of this. Most of the things I talked about already. Okay, so that's it about the video. Let me pause it. Let me show you what the book looks like. So, okay, is this the actual copy? No. All right. I'm not sure this is the copy I want to show you. Okay, sorry.
Search for it.
I think I just saw it now. Did I? I'm not sure. Okay, let me go back here.
You can search for it.
Ah?
I said you could search for it.
You?
You can search for it to type it in the search box.
Search for it, how?
Type the title of your book in the
sorry.
search box.
Okay. Thank you. I didn't get that. I didn't. Don't mind me. No, this is not the copy. Okay, March release. Yeah. No. No. Okay, documents, sorry. Oh boy, I think I changed the name. Okay, yeah. What's going on here? So I know what to do. Let me go to my mailbox. I actually have it here, but I don't just want to open this particular version. I would rather, okay, and let me try this. Okay, great. I hope this is the right one, Sha. I'm not sure. This is not the one. Okay, let's try this. Okay. Okay, now I think, can you see this?
Yeah, okay.
Oh, this font is it so small? No, it's not so small. The reason why it's wide is so that you can maybe view it. I'm not sure if you can view this very well, but my concern is not with the early part of the book, but for you to see the main sections in the book where I talk the demons that I touched on in the video, and then clarifying what's funding is, what is not funding, the personal, communal, and global story thing that we talked about. If you find anything that catches your eyes, please just drop it in the chat box. And so many things actually. The task, how to write a compelling letter of introduction. These are samples of an application story templates. You know, this is web view. If it is on your phone, don't worry, it won't be this wide though. So
okay.
Nothing to worry about. It will be this wide. Okay, sorry, let me increase that so that you can see.
Oh,
I'm trying
wow,
to
better.
increase.
Better.
Okay. So you see some of the things you asked about, the letter of introduction, what should be there, how to go about it, how to craft your research statements, match me advisor formula, so many points, well noted so that nobody's scamming anybody, nobody's hiding anything from anybody. This is so real. This is so real. If you're the type that can get things done on your own, like me, really, this was what happened to me. I didn't have to reach out. So look at this section. You see the strategies. How do you find these programs? Okay, the strategies, the keyword search that I talked about.
Yeah.
I didn't talk about all the strategies, but I mentioned one. How do you perfect your LOI? In addition to all of this, there are a list of schools that I have seen. I have checked their web pages and I've included them in the guide. And you can use those schools and even use my strategies to add more to your list of schools. Because one of your joy would be that by the time you're done, so I am done sharing my screen for the book. So like I said to you earlier, I'm very much interested in having you guys get started. And the last thing I want to share is the mentorship flyer. I do not know where that one disappeared to, but God knows that we're going to find it. So I'm going to go to downloads. I recently viewed that very flyer, the one for the Mentor Me. So if you're not even planning to pre-order the book or the online course, you can join the challenge. The idea is get started somewhere. So if you're still struggling and you're wondering, okay, maybe I should start, maybe I shouldn't start, still join the challenge. That is where to get started. This is my mentorship offer. And one person who joins the challenge among the first 50 to register will qualify for this. I am not joking about that. One person will qualify for this, and the person will get free support, access to the video, all the videos in this $100 worth. And the person will also get access to coaching calls. And most importantly, the person will also get access to the book. Okay, so the person is basically getting access to everything on this particular flyer. So you can be the person who wins this if you register for the challenge. But if you're among those who are actually ready to get started right now, I would encourage you to, sign up for. So this is the Mentor Me. Apply to become the SSC Scholar of the Year if you join this challenge. So if you join the challenge, you get Mentor Me. If you become a Mentor Me recipient, what happens? You get access to my book. Okay. Sorry, this is the book. You get access to the book, you get access to the online course and to the mentorship program. But if you're among this, or you are in this audience right now and you want to start today, the step is get my book or online course. If you get the book, you get access to additional PDF and you get to join our support group by paying just 1,000 Naira monthly. I don't think anybody has ever done that anywhere. And in this support group, you get access to on-the-go answers. So maybe maybe after working with the book, some things are not clear. As a member of our group who pays 1,000 Naira monthly to be a member, at any point where you ask a question, even though if I'm not online, except I'm not online anyway, anytime I come online, I will definitely respond using a voice note to make things very easy and simplified. So get the book if you're ready to get started. I know that so many things you would ask yourself, okay, am I making the right decision? Is this what I need now? If you joined this session, then you were interested. If you were not interested in studying abroad, or if you were not interested, if you were not even sure that you needed this, you would not have joined the session in the first place. And being here is not a coincidence. This is information that you can access today and right now. So it starts from you either getting on board for the challenge, getting the book, getting the online course that gives you access to the book. And for instance, you get free access to the challenge also. So if you buy any of my products, you get free access to the challenge. But if you join the challenge, you stand a chance to be able to become a mentorship recipient for free. But remember, just one person will get this, and the challenge is not happening now. The challenge is still in May. But if you're among those who want to get started, you're done and you're good to go. So let me stop sharing my screen so that we can see our faces. I'm so happy that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 waited till the very end. 8. Some people will join a session, they will not wait till the end. And I know that some people sincerely couldn't wait till the end because of network. So yes, we know that. And I'm glad that I was able to do this. So I want to hear feedbacks. I want you to share your testimony with me, your experience of me. What did you learn? How was this session for you? Did you get value for your time? Be as specific as possible. What questions or what question did you of yours did I get a chance to answer. I'm sorry if some people's questions were not answered, but I must confess to you that I touched on even the questions that those who did not get a chance to ask would have wanted to ask me. Or let me put it this way, some of you did not ask me questions, but I'm sure that I did touch on the kind of questions you would have loved to ask. So let me start with Mr. Barry. What's your feedback? Who wants to share feedback?
Hello.
Yeah, we
Are
can
you
hear you. Yes.
with me for a great session? Though question was in I asked a
Your
question about
question.
what's it called? Using yes, wasn't addressed.
What's the question?
It is on getting undergraduate lecturers a recommendation. Is it necessary for graduate scholarship?
Yes, you need recommendation letters.
Okay. Because I only have like 2-3 lecturers in my department I have what's it called rapport with. So I
There
was
are
like,
a number of strategies to employ. So very quickly, let me show you my YouTube channel. If you go to my
okay.
YouTube channel, you know that, see, I am not a superwoman, no, and I cannot tell you that it is possible to be able to address everything. But if you leave this place right now to continue with this tempo, what do? Go to youtube.com, youtube.com. Let me show you where you're going to. When you go to YouTube, just search for Bisola Miriam, okay?
I'm already on your YouTube channel. I'm
Good.
a subscriber already.
So the video, don't just be a subscriber. Don't be a church member without getting blessed. Yes. There is a video now on this channel. Let me ask a question on this channel. What am I sharing with you? Okay, no, this is not him. No, this is an, oh, sorry, this is switch account. Okay, had account. That's not the account that we're using. Okay, just slow down. You would get the result, the answer you need. But I don't want to start talking again because time don't go already.
Yes, yes.
So you come here, just simply search for Bisolobi. I think this is the channel. Just make sure it is this one, okay? That
Okay.
you're on, where you have this landing page. So
Okay.
now, this is the channel. We're searching this very channel. What are we searching for? We're searching for letter, okay, academic advisor. I'm not sure if this is the, sorry, I'm not sure this is the right keyword to use. But you know what? Let's just scroll down the videos. I might not be able to. This is okay. This is where to come to. So you advisors, lecturers. Let me just put the keyword lecturers, okay? Connect with past lecturers. How do you connect with lecturers that taught you before? This is the video. Does that make sense?
Yes,
So
yes.
you know what to do now.
I will hop in now. After the
Good,
session.
hop in right now. And good thing is, you know, you already signed up for the challenge. So don't worry. I am not the only one coming to that challenge. Others are coming and they will be there to join us live to talk about these things. So
I'll
it's a
also see you at
5-day
the back
challenge.
office
Don't worry.
for
You would
the
meet
PDF.
other. What did you say?
We'll meet at the back office for the PDF document.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you for the great session.
So what's your feedback? I'm sure I've answered your question. Yeah, share feedback with us. Tell us how you feel right now, the value you've gotten and all.
Hello.
Tonight, in fact, I see myself as one of the ones to stay behind what's it called for the feed. So I just hope that I can continue like this because over years I've tried my best in applying
Join
for
the
different
support
scholarships,
group.
even Japan.
Don't worry,
So,
don't worry. Once you have, well, if you want to start right now, get the book. You're on the challenge already, but if you want to start right now, get the book. If you get the book, you have access to me. You have access to the support group. You don't need only me to survive. You need people who are applying like you, even more than you need me. Because they will feel your pain more than I will feel your pain. Because they are also applying and they are in our support group. There are about 20 or 25 of them. You shall find somebody that looks like you, that likes you, that thinks like you. So that is the idea of the support group. Okay, so if this has to happen, you need to hop in. I need somebody else to turn on his or her video if you're not shy and share me your feedback. What do you think? Did you get value? Share your feedback. It's been an amazing 2-hour session and I want to do this over and over again, but I'm not sure I will be able to. Like my head is aching right now. My makeup said, oh, you got Tammy? My eye they pepper me. So I have a meeting to catch up at 5:30 my time. It is 5:06 already and I can't wait to hop out, but I feel that feedback is also very important. So Mr. Bode, thank you. What's your feedback? What do you think? How was this?
First, I want to celebrate you for giving back. Let me say is a giving back. I want to say for almost hello.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you loud and clear.
For the last 3 years, I've had friends that are studying abroad that I've asked them. I'm even ready to pay money to just also get scholarship, but everybody just keep things to themselves. So for me to have
like this, as if say that abroad is for some people.
So for you to be able to, I want to say you are a pro. You are a pro, you are a master of what you do, and you just begin to demystify some of these things that, how did I even start? How did I go? So you are just like able to possibly take me from like A, B, C to Z of what I really need to get on track. So I really appreciate that opportunity of, I need to decide my program of interest and be able to link it up with the STG goal. And you are also pointing to number 4, which I'm going to be checking up. So, and I just believe that by the time I also get your book and read up, I'll definitely get more value.
See, there's no witch or wizard standing between you and your dream right now. It is you who is going to make that call, and there is nobody. I always say something. I dreamt this dream 7 years ago as an undergraduate in my final year. I went back for masters. I was pregnant, carrying a baby. I did not lose my dream. I went back to deliver the second baby. I did not lose my dream. I struggled, would work in places where I was not appreciated. I did not lose my dream. It is not stress that keeps us from achieving our goal. It is our mind. So if you would keep your mind active in the midst of the crisis, the challenges of life, you are going to be able to stand tall. And this is not about where you're coming from or who is holding you back or what your friend didn't help you with. This is more about what you are willing to do. And I would always say, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. But faith without work is death. Is dead. So whether you buy the book or the online course or not, it is important that you begin to act from today. And thank God you made that decision to join this call. It doesn't stop here, because it's a challenging world out there, and there will be so many things coming at you. But how do you stay aloof? Because that's just it. When Christ left, he said, I am going to leave, but this I will leave with you, a comforter. So it's either you let my book or my YouTube channel comfort you, or my challenge, or my book, whatever. Pick one. But the most important thing is start from where you are and climb up. That's the way to go. And I believe that we would all win. Is there any other person who wants to see my beautiful face and share? And guys are speaking. Where are the ladies? They have disappeared. Madam Maureen.
The ladies don't want to go now.
Hello, Madam Maureen. Okay, who wants to speak? Oh, please, if you're ready, just turn on your camera. Let's chat.
Let me just allow the lady to finish up.
John, Mr. John, you're good. Please speak. There's no restriction.
Sorry, I say I just want to appreciate you. I thank God that
you don't want me to see your face.
My battery will soon go, so it's difficult.
Okay, that's fine. It's okay. Keep talking. Keep talking.
I said I just thank God that you are real, because the first time when I engaged with you, I just looking at you and saying, let me see whether this one is 149. But at least you are real. So thank you for the engagement. I really got value from your presentation. And going forward, I think I'll just save up money and because it will guide me better on what to do to pursue my dreams. Although I'm still
Most
young,
important,
sometimes.
Yeah, you want to say something else?
Hello?
Yeah, I didn't get the last thing you said.
I
didn't get the last thing you said.
I'm not young. Hello, I said I am not young. And sometimes it deters me because I struggled.
My husband is over 40. Are you over 40, ma?
Hello?
I said my partner is over 40.
I am 46.
He's around your age range, so like
so that's why I said
I'm just telling you that age is not an issue here.
Okay, no problem. I still dream, and I believe that I will get there.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a choice. It's a choice. It's a choice. And we all have that power to make that choice. At least, where every time I talk, I always talk about my partner because he's not a young graduate like some of us. Because I finished 2013. He finished in 2000, in the 2000, maybe 2000, 2001. Imagine over 19 years or something ago, or 18 years. If you born pikin that year, self, go don't grow. But at least he's connected with schools. They have read his emails and they are interested in his work. So this is not, are they going to be asking for your age at the embassy? No. Are they going to be asking for your age in the transcripts or letter of introduction? Mba. So all of those things will not, like, our fears will not be like we can't get rid of those thoughts or those fears once. And for those who are still very much afraid, I would recommend that you sign up for the challenge. It's just 2,000 naira. Even if you're starting there, just to get more ginger, more fire. So it's not like I'm the only one talking. You hear other people who are older than me, who are younger than I am, so that you get, perspectives from different people, married people, single or married, or Christian, Muslim, unbeliever, because there's inclusion in what we do. Some people might not believe in Christianity or Islam, but they are studying abroad and they have gotten opportunities. So you're coming not to hear faith, you're coming to hear content. And so there are people coming from diverse backgrounds, coming to share their ideas at the challenge. So sign up for the challenge if, of course, you're still struggling with whether you should start or not. Is there any other person who wants to share feedback? Because I would like to sign out. Okay, Mr.
That would
John,
be
go
me.
on.
Good evening. Actually, okay, this is evening from here. But I'm really happy that I was able to stay to the end. And if I begin to praise you now, I don't think we'll go to bed. So I just want to say thank you, ma'am. Really, when I actually saw this on Facebook, I thought it was a joke. Or because I have also done other Zoom live meetings, people from Manitoba, Ontario, Canada, different places, and sometimes I was almost at the verge of paying. I've made payments before, and well, I'm still in Nigeria. That's just the story. So I've been disappointed a lot of times. Even now, I'm still having disappointing thoughts. Like, what if what happened to me if it happens again? But like, I don't know why I'm having this reassuring feeling. Looking at you, like I'm looking into your face now, I can see your eye. You are blinking, but like I'm having this reassuring feeling. So I'm willing to give it a shot. And the way you just organized it, talked about the raffle draw. If you cannot pay for this, pay for the 2,000 to give you more ginger. I think I'm going to start from there because I won't really say I'm financially buoyant, but I'm willing to work. I think the money is 15K. If I give it 2 months or 3 months, I should be able to get it. So, but
I
I'm going to pay
understand.
right away
It's fine.
for the raffle draw, and I'm really hoping that I win it. But even if I don't, I'll still find a way to get your book because I really need to be there. And if I
That's
should get to
fine.
the US, you'll be the first person I'll look for. I'll give you a big hug.
Don't come to US, so let's move, let's spread to Canada, because you know why? I want to travel to
Why?
Canada maybe next summer.
Okay, but why is that? Why do you prefer Canada?
No, US and Canada is fine. I'm just saying that because, I mean, some people are pro Canada, pro USA, but I'm just telling you to open up your options. So in my book, I
Okay,
said something, and this is how I will end. Huh?
go on.
Can I say something?
Yeah, I said go on, go on.
Can I say something?
Yeah,
So
go
my
ahead.
conclusion is, okay, my conclusion is funding is king over country. So yes, USA good, Canada good, because when I started, I wanted to die on top Canada, but here I am in the States. So my point is not to say that don't come to the US, or I'm trying to tell you not to come here. No. In fact, if you come here, Abi, it makes sense because at least I have someone to go visit. Like, it can get really boring here. But I'm just trying for you to understand that open your minds to both options, USA, Canada. Don't tell
Okay.
yourself Canada or Canada, USA or USA. Keep your minds open to both options because these
Okay.
opportunities, just like I shared, are there. And thank you
All
so
right.
much for making that commitment. Don't worry, everything good will come. I've been
It
in worse
will. He has
situation and
to.
cannot
He has
get
to. I
better.
beg. I don't tire. It has
It
to.
has to.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, everyone. I believe that we're
Thank you very
good and
much.
everybody is fine. I really appreciate you for staying till the end. Don't forget to reach out. You have my phone number. You can reach out. The thing is, I get overwhelmed with work too, and I might not be able to reply. Or don't think I'm snubbing you or I'm trying to form by being available now. I created time for this session, and as I'm leaving, I am going to have to attend to other things. So if you leave me a message and I don't respond, it's not like I'm ignoring. I might not be available, or it might not be my priority at that time. Because if you
Okay.
don't leave priority here, you go suffer and you
Okay,
you
please.
won't be able
Quick
to get
question. Quick
things
question, please,
done.
before you
I
leave.
appreciate you all. I bless you.
Jesus.
God bless you. I love you all. See you around and bye.
Okay, bye.